Welcome to Penny for Your Shots, Conversations and Cocktails with Brilliant Women, the podcast where we uncork the stories and insights of exceptional female leaders from all walks of life. Our goal is to serve up wisdom, tips, and inspiration, and to support each other in rediscovering ourselves and what sets our souls on fire. We'll also share personal memories, paired with friends and a favorite beverage. I'm your host, Penny Fitzgerald, and I believe that the best stories are served up over a glass of wine or a cocktail. So grab a glass, get comfy, and let's pour ourselves into Penny for Your Shots. Becca Ingersoll is an expert at finding joy through life's trials. And that is, indeed, the name of her own podcast. Everybody's got something, right? And she would be the first to say that's true. But she has walked the walk before talking the talk. She's here to support others in their journey of finding joy. She's actually one of the kindest, most joy-filled people I know. Becca has special needs twins who were born prematurely. She'll go into that a bit in our conversation, and you can learn more through her podcast and blog posts. But just know that she has experience and wisdom to share that will lift you up and help you not feel alone. If you're feeling like you could use a little encouragement, I hope you'll check out her blog. It's mercy-rose.com. And listen to her podcast, Finding Joy Through Life's Trials. The links to those are in my show notes. And now, here is Becca Ingersoll. Well, hello and welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, I'm so grateful you're here.
I am too. I'm excited to talk to you more one-on-one because we've talked a lot in our group. But
Yeah.
not so much. So.
Exactly. So how, well, first of all, let's back up and tell my listeners what you do.
Absolutely. So I am, for the last several years, I've been a stay-at-home mom, but I always have my hands in several different things. My dream goal is I want to be a published author. So I'm a writer. I have a blog. I met Penny from a podcasting course that we put together, and I launched my podcast at the end of December. My blog and podcast and writing, honestly, are all focused around finding joy through life's trials. So that's the name of my podcast. I've had dealt with several things like infertility and childhood cancer awareness, and because my son had cancer and took me a long time to conceive, things like that. And I just I'm trying to grow a brand that supports women who go through these difficult things. So I've done one, I call it Becca's RR&R retreat. I've done one retreat and I have another one coming up. And I just want to let these women who go through hard things know that they're not alone.
What do the R's stand for?
Oh, couldn't remember if I said that or not. It's, thanks for asking. Mm-hmm. It's rest, relaxation, and reading because I am an avid reader.
Nice. So the books, do you get together and then read at your retreats, or do you have like a certain book that you read ahead of time and discuss, or how do you structure that?
So it's going to depend on the retreat. My first one, it was more open-ended, and we had some activities, like we played bingo, and all of the prizes were rest, relaxation, or reading related. We had meals together. We discussed our favorite books and things like that. And then lots of downtime for reading and talking about books. But there wasn't a specific book we talked about.
Uh-huh.
This one that I have coming up in June, I have a wonderful friend who is also a writer, and she's published a few books. And she's going to come and we're going to have a book talk about her most recently published book.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Yep, sounds
I'm excited
great
about it.
Yeah. Very cool.
And her book, by the way, is called, she's Emily M. Gold, and her book is about her daughter's, basically finding her love and marrying her love through the childhood cancer world.
Oh, wow.
A tribute to her daughter.
Wow. Okay, so you mentioned childhood cancer in one of your sons, and you have twins, right?
I do. I have 7-year-old twins, Lincoln and Logan. And when Lincoln was 3 years old, he was diagnosed with B-cell acute lymphoblastic leukemia, so ALL. It's one of the more common types of cancer, and he went through 27 months of treatment, but he finished treatment a whole 2 years ago, and he's doing great.
Wow. Good. That's great.
Yes. Such a blessing.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and okay, so finding joy through life's trials, you've had a couple of those.
I have. I mean, everyone does. That's one thing that I talk about on my podcast. And
Mhm.
sometimes it's hard in life, and especially as women and as moms, to not
Mhm.
compare, but everyone has trials that they go through in life. So I just have always tried to find those silver linings. Like my blog is called Mercy Rose, and I try to find those, focus on the blossoms, not the thorns of life.
Oh, gosh. That's a really good way to look at it because, yeah, there are both.
It's terrible, for sure.
Right. Wow. Okay. So speaking of trials and tribulations, I didn't go through this personally. With my husband had a daughter who at 4, she passed away. So
Oh, tough.
yeah, it's very, it's like, if you haven't gone through it yourself, gone through something like that with a child, someone who has.
Absolutely. You definitely have. And that's one thing also that I'm trying to do with my platform is letting other people know how to help people who are going through that. Because a lot of the time like you said, we know someone who gets diagnosed themselves, or their child does, or their sister or mom or whatever gets diagnosed with some form of cancer. And we feel so helpless sometimes. So how do we help them? So we have that desire to help, but sometimes we don't know how to. So a lot of my resources, like in my blog articles or podcasts, I try to share resources of, this is a wonderful nonprofit that does A or B or C, and just give ideas of how we can all help each other.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, we often don't know even what to say. I mean, it could be a really good friend going through it, and you don't know how to not, you for sure don't want to, cause any harm.
Yeah,
or hurt feelings even. So yeah, what would you recommend, Becca? How would you approach that if you had a good friend that was going through something like this?
One thing that I've come to learn from other people that I've talked to and personally is I know that it can be feel uncomfortable because, like you said, we're worried about saying the wrong thing and maybe hurting feelings where you don't intend to. And for the most part, there's a consensus of just letting them know that you're there for them. Just reaching out and saying something, saying you're praying for them, saying that you're thinking of them, saying, I am here for you. If you ever need anything, here's my cell number, reach out to me. Letting them know that you're there instead of staying silent help.
That's great.
So even if you don't know what to do, just reach out and say, I'm here for you. Or if you have an idea, like maybe I wonder if she would appreciate a meal next week, or maybe she would appreciate, I don't know, me offering to do her laundry or a house cleaning service. You don't know if you don't ask. And I mean, people are different. So there is a slight chance someone could take offense to something, but it's rare. And in my opinion, it's better to just ask, not to assume, but just to ask. Say, hey, I have such and such date free. Could I bring a meal to you? Or just offer whatever comes to mind of how you might be able to help. And then they have the agency to turn it down or not. Or they might say, I'm okay that day, but next week I would love a meal or whatever.
Oh, that's great.
And another thing, really quickly.
I
always bring people paper plates. I mean, I love the environment.
That's brilliant.
But it's just having one fewer thing to do on your literal plate. Not having everything is helpful.
I didn't think of that, but that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Wow, that'd be really good. Yeah. One of my friends who went through cancer said that she always found it hard to ask for what she needed because she didn't want to ask.
Sometimes.
Right. Yeah. You don't know what you need. You don't know what you want, or you don't want to put that on somebody else, even though you could really benefit from it. Yeah.
Absolutely. One thing that I did when Lincoln was going through treatment to kind of mitigate that was near the beginning. It wasn't right at the beginning, but near the beginning, I reached out to my friends and family and I said, hey, I'm creating this private Facebook group. And anytime I need something, that I don't know I need in advance, anytime I need something, I'll post it there. And then whoever is available to help then can jump in and help. Would you let me know if you want to be invited to that group? And then it helps both sides because it helps your friends and family know how they can help and step up in the moment. And it also kind of eases the burden of feeling guilty for asking for help because you're asking a big community and whoever's available to help can step up instead of being put on the spot and you feeling guilty if you can't help that day or whatever.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and it would be private too because it's just your community. It's your tribe that are invited to the group.
Yep.
So then you don't feel like you're putting out private information.
The world.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Wow. So you are an author, a writer.
I am.
That's so
I'm a published author, but not yet. It's just a blog.
That's neat. But how long have you been blogging?
So I started my blog on my birthday in 2022. So
okay.
2022 was the year that Lincoln finished treatment at the end of March. And I was like, this is my year. I am going to, I've been caring and giving so much. I'm going to take some time for self-care and doing the things that I want this year. And so I hired a life coach, right at the end of his treatment. And I was with her for 18 months. I had wanted to start a blog for years and years before that, but fear held me back. I was worried about criticism and all of that we all deal with. But my life coach helped me work through limiting beliefs. And July 2022 is when I launched that.
Nice. Very cool. How often do you publish a new?
I'm learning how to not use the word should as much.
Yeah.
My intention is to publish at least once or twice a month. But I've been focusing on my podcast this year. So I have several blog posts that are not finished or published.
Well, that's okay.
The last one I published was in December, but that's going to change this month. I just got back I know you do a retreat, and I just got back from a retreat with my life coach, former life coach actually, and it was so rejuvenating and
good.
That oomph and extra motivation to get back on track. And so, by the end of April, I'll have another blog post up.
Oh, very cool. Well, and it's all content. I mean, you're creating content through your podcast, and that can become a blog post. You just elaborate on it a bit. And
you're exactly right. Yep. Yep. I need to do that cross posting more to take off some stress.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and in case anybody listening is considering this path or doing something similar, what platform do you use to blog? Do you have a website set up?
I do. I have a website, but that was really easy to create just through WordPress. The blog is mercy-rose.com. And one piece of advice I give to anyone who is wanting to start out and they're kind of like how I was, really nervous too, but they have a desire in their heart. I tell them what helped me get over my hurdle. And if you're like me, then you're a recovering perfectionist. And being able to tell myself it's okay if it's not perfect. I have so many things I want to change on my blog and I just don't have the time or energy to do so. But it's okay. It's still out there.
Absolutely.
So take the step and you can be changing it and adapting it as you go. But WordPress is really user friendly. So that's what I use.
That's great. Well, and as you go, you're going to learn more.
Exactly.
The more you publish, the more you're going to discover what works and what doesn't, and what feels good and what doesn't. And
absolutely.
So any action I feel is better than perfection. Waiting.
Progress over perfection. All the way. And the idea that you have people that you look up to and just not comparing your beginning of your journey to their middle or end of the journey.
Exactly.
No one starts out perfect. You know, no one ever is perfect. Let's say rephrase that. But no one starts out as an expert. They had to do things in order to learn things.
Right. Yeah. And even those who are really good are still going to learn more as they go.
Absolutely. Yep. It's just a process.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Am I talking to you, Penny? Are you a perfectionist?
You might be speaking a little to my soul.
Yeah. Yep. I know. I have to retell myself these things all the time. Like this retreat that I have coming up, I was kind of stuck in paralysis for a couple weeks there, just worried about several things. But like I said, I just got back from a retreat that rejuvenated me. And now I'm like, okay, I can do this. Even if it's not perfect, even if A, B, or C happens, I'm doing it.
Yes. There's a whole lot of, I overthink things is where I get stuck.
Me too. Yep.
Yeah. And
Absolutely.
taking action is one thing, but then. Hello, friend. Let's be real. When's the last time you did something just for you? Enter Wine Camp 2026. We're talking wine tastings, fire pit chats, sunset dinner cruises, and 0 cooking required. Just show up, sip something fabulous, and reconnect with the version of you who loves adventure, sisterhood, and a glass of local Riesling in hand. Sweet, dry, or both. No judgment here. We're heading to New York's gorgeous Finger Lakes, July 31st through August 2nd. And yes, it's as dreamy as it sounds. Secure your spot at pennyforyourshots.com/winecamp. Don't wait. Room options are limited. And my crystal ball says we're going to sell out. Bring your besties or fly solo like the fabulous free spirit you are. You'll leave with new favorites either way. Wine Camp 2026 is calling. The only question is, are you in? Find out more at pennyforyourshots.com/winecamp. Like, well, you have like 10 different ideas that could go in 10 different directions. And how do you...
Sure. Preaching to the choir.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I know it's not going to be perfect. And so I don't necessarily get stuck in perfectionism, but I do get stuck in the details and in the how. And the how is none of my business.
I know. That's one of the things that Kathy, our podcast mentor, really helped me to see is like, you have your vision.
Yep.
Don't worry about the how. Just start taking step after step. Worry about the step right in front of you and the how will show up.
Yes, exactly. So going back a ways, how did you get this dream to write? How did you kind of come to that?
So writing has always been a dream of mine.
Really?
Like since I first started to learn to read and write. Like, so my parents are wonderful and they read to me all growing up and I always liked reading. I remember in elementary school, we had an assembly where a children's book author came and I was like, wow, it's so cool to have your own book created and published for other people to read. And then like with many of us, that dream faded as I started worrying more about what people think and about criticism and things like that. So I went to school and became a teacher. I was an English teacher and a school librarian, so still in the word realm, but not writing for several years. And then, like I said, with my life coach, I was able to reignite that dream and be like, possible for me. I can do that. So I'm currently working on the first draft of my first memoir.
Oh my gosh, that's exciting.
Yeah, it is.
We lose that dream along the way, and not only because of perfectionism and all those things, but also we're so busy doing all the things.
Yeah, having lifey.
Exactly. Life gets in the way, which it's great. We go on our journeys and we have all these experiences that we can draw from, and those inform our decisions and inform our. It helps other people to share our experiences, but it's easy to get kind of lost in the shuffle sometimes.
It is. But I love that it seems, and maybe it depends on where you're interacting with people, but in the circles I'm interacting with the past few years, it seems like there's a rebirth of dreams for women, especially, and maybe in middle age or after they're maybe even younger women too, but especially after you're out of like the weeds of babyhood,
Yes. Yep.
I don't know, just allowing yourself to live your life. Like you said, things happen and go with the flow, but don't completely lose that
Right.
dream or go
Yeah.
back to it.
Your
Yeah.
spark. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. There's got to be a way to incorporate those dreams into our daily life too.
Yeah.
Even if it takes longer to get
Yes.
from point A to point B, then you're still
Uh-huh.
working towards it.
Yes. One of my favorite books is Big Magic by Elizabeth
Oh,
Gilbert. So
uh-huh.
she also wrote Eat, Pray, Love. And it's kind of for creative people,
Mhm.
which I think everyone is creative to a certain extent and just in different ways. But one thing she talks about is a lot of the time we have this dream and we put too much pressure on it. So for her, it was writing. Like a lot of people who want to be writers are like, oh, I have to be a writer. And they quit their jobs to focus on writing.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's so much pressure because then the writing isn't paying the bills or whatever. But she said she had other jobs to supplement her creativity and her writing for years and years and years and years. And that's okay too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's difficult to juggle all of it.
It is. There are only 24 hours in a day, right?
Yep. But everybody has the same. So
Everybody has the same. Yep. And it's what we prioritize.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Wow. That's a good reminder to keep moving forward toward something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you were reading the book about what was it called? Big Magic.
Yeah.
Awesome. And how did you take that to
and implement it?
Yeah.
Basically? Yeah. I would honestly say that was the first step of me giving myself permission to focus on me and improve myself. That honestly was the first step. So I'm also a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. So we make like paper crafts and handmade parts and things like that. And it was my upline that recommended that book. And so I was reading it, and this was like the fall of 2021. So Lincoln was still going through treatment, and I just fell in love with this book. I think I finished listening to it because I do a lot of my quote unquote reading, but via audiobook. I finished listening to it and I started it right back over again. And I was like, oh yeah. And right as I was either in the middle of that second listen or had just gotten done, one of my former college professors posted online that she was offering a memoir writing class, like right after that. And it just totally lined up. It felt like the universe was saying, here, this is your next step. So I took that, and because I was willing to invest in myself and take that course, I felt like it was okay to invest in myself and sign up with my life coach, which was a little bit more. So, one thing leads to another. I always say, follow the breadcrumbs, follow the breadcrumbs that lead you to your destiny, one thing at a time.
Yeah. And pay attention to those.
Yeah. Pay attention. Yes.
Before
present.
A bird comes and snatches it up.
That's right.
Oh gosh. Yeah. You mentioned creativity. So creativity, everybody has it. I agree. And I think somewhere along the line, we lose it. Because if you look at a group of 4, 5, 6-year-olds, oh my gosh, they're so creative.
So true.
The grandkids are a good reminder of this.
Yes. Yeah.
Because they'll play with, and they'll make up stories and just that's their play. That's every day. They're creative and coming up with things. And then I don't know if we channel that through school or if, life just beats us down. I don't know. But we lose that spark that anything can be anything,
Anything can be anything. Yeah. And a career that didn't exist when we were kids is now possible because people are creative. And there are so many different ways to be creative. Like if you're throwing a party, you're using your creativity to figure out what foods to serve and how to serve it and the theme and all of that. Or I always find this interesting. My husband, I met him in college he was an English major as well. And he was originally an art major. So he's a very creative person. But now he is he went into web developing and he manages web developers.
Wow.
Which in my mind, you think of software engineer, that doesn't
Mm-hmm.
sound creative to me, but he says it like scratches the same itch is how he says it.
Oh, wow.
It's creative to solve problems using code for him. So there are all sorts of different ways to be
That
creative.
makes sense. Well, yeah, and think of music is very mathematical. It's all STEM.
Very true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I hadn't thought of that. I'm an arts girl, so I love hearing how STEM interact with the art.
For sure. So you're an arts girl. Do you do other crafts and arts and things?
So I am not artistic in the form of drawing and painting.
Okay.
I might be. I haven't explored it.
Well, you never know.
You never know. Exactly. My mom and my grandma are both artists, and Josh are all artists in that way. So I might explore it later. But I have always loved music. I took piano growing up. I'm a singer. I'm an actress. I acted from the time I was 6 all the way through college. Then I miss it. I want to be on the stage again, and it'll happen. It just happens.
Very fun. I also was a thespian.
They nothing common.
Yeah, I loved it in high school. It was just so fun to play a different role and to make people laugh. And
it's such a high.
It is.
I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I just loved it so much.
I love public speaking. I love sharing a story and making people laugh.
Yeah, I love that feeling. Ecstasy.
Yes, it's very fun. It's definitely a high. Yeah.
Yep.
So is there a community theater in your neighborhood?
There
or in
are
your
several. Like, there are several opportunities that I just haven't sought out.
Like,
and I've been thinking, it's been like one of those seeds that's planted in my brain.
Yes.
That, I think it's coming sooner rather than later. For years, I was at first I was a full-time teacher and exhausted after school and didn't think I could do it. And then I was trying to conceive, and that occupied my brain. And then my boys were born early and they have special needs. So that occupied my brain. And kids occupied my brain. But I think it's getting to a point that I might be able to incorporate it back.
There's always something.
There's always some.
Yeah.
And I love, is it Kathy or someone else that always says your greatest resource is your resourcefulness? I can't remember. One of my mentors.
I did hear that somewhere. Yeah.
But, you just have to be creative of how to make something work. And like I said, it's just priorities. There are so many things we can do. And that used to be overwhelming to me, maybe before I got on anti-anxiety meds. But now it's exciting. It's like, no, we get to choose what sounds most interesting to us in the moment.
Right. And you can change your mind.
You can change your mind. Yeah. Focus on different things at different times in your life, but be excited about what you're focusing on.
Right. Well, and be committed to the thing that you've decided to be committed about.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. One thing at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to think that multitasking was, important and a high achievement. And now I realize
we're all taught that. Yeah.
It's just not possible to be an expert at multiple things at the same time and not, some people are better at compartmentalizing, I think, and, doing a couple different things, but it's, and not many.
Right? Yeah. There have been studies shown that you aren't truly multitasking.
Right.
You don't have your full attention or your best intention on several things at once. It's one thing at a time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Do you meditate by chance?
I do. Yeah.
Nice.
It's something that I will pretty much any of these positive self-improvement practices, they're recent in my life, within the past 3 or 4 years. But
we're always learning.
We're always learning. Yeah. I started that. In fact, I had forgotten about that component, but I had a friend who's a fellow cancer mom who did was it a 60-day challenge or something like that to meditate every day? And that was right before I signed up with my life coach. So it was just one of those domino things.
Yeah. Yeah. I find that really helps me to focus more on what's in front of me, to be present.
Yes. To be present. And if you're present, like we talked about before, then it's easier to notice the opportunities that are right for you and the blessings around you.
Yeah, to be quiet enough to listen for that and to receive that.
Yep, exactly.
Do you use a particular meditation tool or app?
I love Insight Timer. It's a free app. And so I really like their guided meditations, and they have so many of them.
So many.
You can pay to get other things, but I just use the free one.
Okay. I tried that for a while, that specific app, and there's so much out there that I was overwhelmed by. Didn't know where to start.
That can happen too. That can happen too. What do you use?
I use Calm.
I was thinking that's another really popular one.
Yeah. I tried Headspace for a while and I liked it, but I felt like Calm had more options, but organized in a way that my brain really globbed onto.
Good.
Yeah. And they offer a you buy it once and you're done.
Good
Thing.
It's not like a monthly subscription.
Exactly. Yeah. And they had a special going on, I think it was Black Friday one year. I just got it at like half price. Yeah, exactly. So many tools that you can get that are electronic or digital kind of things that are helpful. You got to have the right tools.
Get the right tools in your toolbox and use them.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, there have been times in my life where I'll be like, oh, that sounds like a great idea. And I'll buy the thing.
Same.
And it's on my bookshelf.
Yep, exactly.
Waiting for that right time and it's not ever, unless you choose it.
Yeah, and that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. All right. Becca, what haven't I asked you that you would love to share?
I've kind of touched on it, but I'll elaborate on it a little bit more. I just encourage, I don't know what your audience is like, but mine is mostly women, and I think women struggle with it, but men do too. Anyway, I encourage everyone to find your community or community, whether it's in person or online, because they help so much in helping you not feel alone and giving you ideas and advice and tips of where you want to go, and just having those friendships that support and uplift you. Like, Lincoln was diagnosed like right before the pandemic shut everything down. Oh gosh. So for most of the pandemic, like, we were very isolated. We were trying to keep him away from germs, and there was a very small group of people who we felt comfortable with coming into our home and helping and things like that. So, but there's a local, like a Utah Facebook group for moms who have kids with cancer that is incredible. And I found that, and it helped us feel like we weren't alone. Like, I sound like a broken record, but it's so helpful in life to know that other people are going through things that you are too. And so you don't feel picked on. And so you can build relationships and focus on the silver lining.
Right. How would you recommend that people find their tribe, their people, their community?
That's a good question. I think it gets a bad rap sometimes, the internet and social media, but it has so many good things too. And so I would just say, search it. There are things like search Facebook groups. That's my jam, even though it might be a little old school for the upcoming generations, but I think they're great. There are things like, is it Meet Me? I think there's a group called Meet Me where you can search different topics and find local groups that meet up, like whether you like hiking or whether you like reading or whether you like, want a support group for grieving. Yeah, I think just search it and ask people and just think you'll be able to find it.
Yeah. I've encountered I don't know if it would be considered a tool or a group, but online called meetup.com. And
that's what I was trying to think of.
Oh, that's the one. Okay.
Meetup.
I thought there was another one maybe.
There might be, but
maybe
I think
there is.
Meetup is the one I was trying to think of.
Yeah. That helps a lot for, like, even if you're in a business and you're networking, you can find networking groups on there too.
For sure. Yeah. There are all sorts of different groups.
I think I found a golf community through that one time too. Like, just looked for golfers in my community, and
Yeah, exactly. Like and you can meet so many incredible people that you never would have otherwise. Like our podcasting class, we know people from all over the world.
Right. And you're in Utah, right?
I'm in Utah. Yeah. And this retreat I just got back from, one of the attendees is from Washington or Oregon. I can't remember which, and she's a runner and she was in a group. And so she met up with people she'd never met before to go on a run down in southern Utah together. And so, there are just so many cool experiences that open up if you're willing to be open and vulnerable and meet new people.
I feel like that gets older as I get older.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. You stop caring if people are judging you for whatever, because they've got their own things, They're worried about the same things that, it's not our business.
I used to be so worried about what other people thought. And have you ever seen the show Schitt's Creek?
Yes, I love that show.
I love Schitt's Creek so much. I love David. I love all of it, but I love it. There's an episode where he has to take the driving test. And there's a scene where his sister Alexis has to drive him to the driving test. And he's so worked up and anxious about what the person who's testing him, I can't think of the word, but what they're going to think of him and if he's gonna do well on the test and whatnot. And Alexis basically gives him a come to Jesus talk of hello, no one is worried about you or thinking about you as much as you're thinking about you. Nobody cares. They're in their own world. And that scene, honestly, helps me so much more than therapy did.
It helps.
I'm like, if whoever is worried about themselves, stop being egotistical and think they're always thinking about you.
It's so true. They don't care.
Yeah. And
they don't give a Schitt's Creek.
No, I love Schitt's Creek. Even if they are thinking about you, that's on them. You don't have to worry about it.
Right. It's none of your business.
And I know this is all easier said than done. I still worry about it, but not nearly as much.
Occasionally. Yeah. And you kind of recognize it now, when you're doing it.
That awareness is the first step of overcoming it. Yeah.
Right. Anything.
Yeah. Anything.
Very good. Okay. Is there anything else that you'd like to share?
Just if this kind of thing sounds interesting to you, if you want support as a child cancer mom or medical mom or special needs mom, especially, then come into my circle. So my podcast, again, is Finding Joy Through Life's Trap. My blog is mercy-rose.com. I have a Patreon membership, the Mercy Rose Society. Just all sorts of places to find me. And if you like reading, then you can get on my email list and hear about my future retreat.
Very nice. Thank you for that. I will include all that information in my show notes and in my email to my people too.
Perfect.
So yeah, very good. Well, and I think that that at the end of every episode, I ask my people, my guests, what their favorite cocktail or wine is. And I know you don't drink, but
it's true. But I can still share something, as you know. So,
yes.
Would you like me to?
I would.
I'll try to share something slightly different than what I shared in the episode you already published. But so in Utah and other places too, but especially Utah, drink shops are all the rage. There are so many different companies and things that are they're drive-through places to get like soda or water, flavored waters, or just all sorts of different flavors because yes, I am a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, so I don't drink alcohol. Sorry, I didn't say that yet. So that explains why non-alcoholic drink shops are so popular. But my very favorite is called the Dirty Diet Coke, and I get it with Coke Zero, fresh lime, and coconut syrup. That's what's in it. But then another one one of my favorites, one of the companies is called Swig, and one of their offerings, it's a basically flavored water group instead of soda. They call them refreshers. And I think my favorite recently is Mango Breeze, and it has mango, like fresh mango cut up into pieces and coconut syrup in it.
Oh, it sounds delicious.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, and I would just throw some rum in there for me.
Exactly. Yeah, just adapt it.
Sounds delicious. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We can all adapt them. And I've heard a lot more buzz,
Mhm.
pardon the pun, um, about mocktails and how
Yeah.
like there are spirits companies that are making non-alcoholic vodka, gin, and
Ooh,
tequila and other spirits too.
really?
Yeah. And
That's interesting. I would
yeah.
love it if you'd do an episode on that. I would
I
be
need to
super
find
interested in
somebody.
that.
Yeah, I need to
Yeah,
find
someone
somebody in
who
that
knows something.
community.
Yeah.
Because it was I heard an NPR episode about it not too long ago about how the beverage industry is really kind of pivoting to that because people are health conscious and they're
Yeah. A lot
maybe
of people are choosing to
yeah
drink and
and it's from my standpoint it's a totally non-judgmental thing that whether you like alcohol or not is up to you and
absolutely.
yeah
But still be able to. I like that because then people who choose to drink or people who choose not to drink would still have more options if they like go to a bar.
Exactly. Yeah, and to hang out together in an atmosphere that's a little bit laid back and building a community. Yeah, exactly. It's all for me I love the inclusivity of it and
same.
Yeah, I'll have to do a little bit more research and find somebody that's into the spirit that are non-alcoholic.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, interesting.
For sure.
Very cool. Well, Becca, thank you so much. This has been super fun.
It has been. Thank you so much for having me on.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. I loved this. It was fun. Bye, Penny.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Have a great rest of your day.
That's a wrap on another spirited episode of Penny for Your Shots, conversations and cocktails with brilliant women. I hope you've enjoyed the intoxicating blend of wisdom, wit, and wonder that these incredible women bring to the table. Check out the show notes for links to resources referenced in today's episode. And remember to subscribe and raise a glass with me every Thirsty Thursday as we continue to serve up inspiration, celebrate resilience, and reignite the passions that set our souls on fire. If you've loved what you've heard, please share the podcast far and wide and leave a sparkling 5-star review to let me know your thoughts. It would also help tremendously if you would visit pennyforyourshots.com and subscribe to learn when new episodes are available and pick up my free recipe. In the meantime, remember that your story deserves to be served and savored. Cheers to your brilliance and of women everywhere. Until next time, keep sipping and experiencing life's extraordinary moments. This is Penny for Your Shots, signing off with a clink and a toast to us. Cheers.